Oh, man, it's a big deal right here. You heard him speak earlier this week as a part of the virtual Democratic National Convention. Y'all, please welcome a good friend of mine and my awesome, wonderful, beloved fraternity brother, member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Majority Whip, James Clyburn. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me back.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you for coming on. I know you got a crazy schedule, so let's get down to it because we got a lot of questions for you this morning. We know that, you all were called back to office to discuss the current situation with the actions that the Postmaster General has started to put in place to slow down the mail. Now, what is Congress planning on doing to ensure voters' mail-in ballots are, that they are all accounted for?
Well, Rickey, I can't tell you what the Congress is going to do. I can tell you what the House is going to do. We're going to pass this legislation. We're going to plus up monies for the post office to hire additional help. It's just like they do at Christmas time. We are going to do the same kind of stuff for them to do at voting time because we think we need to do that. Not just for voting, but while we are, casting ballots, people still have to get their medicines. They still got to get their veterans retirement checks and their Social Security checks. So this is all about keeping people with food on the table, keeping them connected. So this is a big, big deal. That's what we're going to do in the House. Now, what the Senate is going to do, we're going to send a bill over there Saturday night. We're going back tomorrow night. We're going to pass it Saturday afternoon. We'll send it over to the Senate. Mitch McConnell is now saying they're not going to take up the bill. So then the problem is not with the Congress, it's with the Senate. The House of Representatives will pass the bill. It's going to the Senate, and the public needs to weigh in on the Senate. Every state's got 2 senators. In South Carolina, we got 2. Both of them are Republicans. And it's time for everybody in South Carolina to weigh in and say to these 2 guys, look, we want to vote, and we want to vote safely. We don't want to put our health at risk to vote. We want to get our medicine on time. We want to get our Medicare, our Social Security checks on time. This is what this is all about. These guys are trying to wreck this democracy. Barack Obama is right. He said it last night. But, Rickey, as you know, I've been saying it for 2 years.
Yes, sir.
This man does not plan to leave the office.
I believe that.
Yeah, I said it 2 years ago, and people called me crazy. And they wrote all kind of stuff behind me. When I talked about when we first started the CARES debate under the CARES Act, and Mitch McConnell went to the floor and attacked me by name, saying I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, we now see. I not only knew what I was talking about, people now seeing what I was talking about.
Now the courts kind of drag everything out. I know there's a lot of states that's suing the Trump administration or whatever. Is there some kind of way, like what can be done legally? I know that they're calling him, if I'm not mistaken, is it the Judiciary Committee is calling the postmaster in for a hearing or like how can y'all get him to reverse the damage that he's already done with those machines, or is it too late?
Well, it's not too late, but I don't think the Senate's going to do anything. Just remember, I may have said it on your show before, the House is 1/3 of the equation. And we control the House. I'm the vote counter in the House. I'm telling you now, I already know we got the votes to do that. But the Senate is another 1/3, and the White House is the other 1/3. So we are 1/3, and they are 2/3. And I think all of your listeners can understand that. No matter what we do in the House, we got to get buy-in by the Senate. That's why Jamie Harrison running down here in South Carolina now is so important. He's running even with Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham has already said about people's unemployment checks, we're going to do it over our dead body. Well, then we need to kill him politically and so we can have somebody in the Senate who will do what needs to be done for the American people. So there's not much we can do but pass the bill.
Right.
And we're going to do what we can do.
Well, Mr. Clyburn, yesterday... I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I was going to say, yesterday there was a Senate intel report released stating that there's an ongoing threat from Russia to interfere with our 2020 election. What steps are Congress taking to prevent election interference?
Well, that's another incident. Remember, the Senate is controlled by Republicans. That report that came out yesterday, that came from the Senate. So a majority of the Republicans on that committee agreed that the Russians interfered in the elections, that Manafort, who was the campaign manager for Trump, was a threat to national security, and people wonder why he went to prison. He's out now because of COVID-19, but the fact of the matter is, this administration, this president, and his friends are threats to this democracy. That's what Barack Obama was saying last night. That's what Michelle Obama said Monday night. And that's what Jim Clyburn been saying for 2 years.
Absolutely. So, Congressman, for those people that think that their one vote cannot change the outcome of the election, can you please explain why everyone has to get out and vote?
Let me tell you something. People need to think about what they're saying when they say we are where we are today. Now, a lot of people don't have the history right. Reconstruction did not last for 12 years. And Reconstruction came to an end by one vote. Tilden Hayes compromised. Rutherford Hayes became president of the United States by one vote.
Wow.
And he set out to get rid of Reconstruction, and he did. That's what led to Jim Crow laws. We got Jim Crow laws in this country by one vote. So I want to say to everybody that's listening, every single vote counts. That's what Hillary Clinton was begging last night. Young people, please don't believe that this is a woulda, coulda, shoulda election. Don't let it be that. Because so many people, look, I go to the barber. Of course, when you look at me, you say, you don't know why I go to a barber. But I really go to the barber, really, because I want to know what's going on in the community. I talk to my barber all the time. I was there 3 days ago, Monday afternoon. I said, look, Tolliver, tell me, what's going on in here? He said, well, you know, when you came in here 4 years ago, people in here were saying that they were voting for Trump. Not this time. People in here said they can't wait for the polls to open so they can start voting. People are anxious. Now, I don't know the age of these people in the barbershop, but I know a lot of young people have been saying they are so disappointed because Joe Biden is an old guy and we should have gotten a younger person. Well, Joe Biden had enough sense to bring a woman of color on the ticket with him. He accepted the nomination last night. So if something happens to this old guy, who becomes president? But a black woman. So let's go out and vote. And if you don't want to vote for Joe Biden, vote for the second place on the ticket in case something happens to the old guy. And then she's now well positioned to succeed him as president in whatever form. We got to vote. Every one vote counts.
Yes.
And according to the Rickey Smiley reports, Congressman Clyburn, Joe Biden is 46 years old. So everybody keep that in mind.
You must be an Omega. You got to be an Omega. Nobody would think like that but an Omega.
Hey, Congressman, man, I love you so much, man. I really appreciate you coming on. Hey, Congressman, when you do your interviews for the rest of the day, just say, put it out there, say Joe Biden is 46 years old. And we're going to just leave it at that.
I was talking to my fraternity brother, Rickey Smiley, and he said, Rickey Smiley said.
Hey, Congressman, man, tell Tony Grant that I said hello, man, and all the bros down there in South Carolina, man. I love you so much, man. And
love you too, buddy.
Yes, sir. Awesome having you on the show. Thank you so much for your time. As always, we look forward to having you back. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up and show your love for Majority Whip Jim Clyburn.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, Yes, sir. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.